The greatest victims of violence in America are African Americans at the hands of other African Americans. Homicide is the single greatest cause of death among young black males. Now, Jesse Jackson and others are saying enough. NBC's Brian Williams.
New York City police believe 26-year-old Wanda Betts knew someone was about to shoot a gun toward her children Monday night because she stepped in front of them at the last minute, shielding them before she was killed by a single shot fired in an argument across the street. 2 suspects have been arrested, part of what is being called an epidemic of black-on-black violence. 94% of black murder victims are murdered by blacks, while white-on-white violence is responsible for 83% of white murders.
If this many blacks had been killed by whites, there would be riots. As many whites were killed by blacks, there would be cries for execution. But black on black is a kind of permissive zone.
Reverend Jackson is calling his new campaign against black-on-black violence the new frontier in the civil rights movement. He's taking his campaign to students in Detroit, Chicago, Washington, and especially here in New York, where a new study showed 20% of the students here carry weapons.
I will not carry a gun, nor a weapon.
Jackson's new campaign means handing out a pledge to students. They are asked to read it, sign it, and live by it, despite peer pressure to the contrary.
People didn't sign it, you know. Maybe they don't want nothing to work, you know what I'm saying?
Harvard professor Dr. Alvin Poussant wrote the book, Why Blacks Kill Blacks.
Until the black community, in fact, gets violence in hand, they also project, by being so violent toward each other, an image of not respecting themselves.
To that end, this Los Angeles radio station last week stopped playing rap songs it felt were contributing to black-on-black violence.
We just felt, well, look, you know, why don't we just say, look, why don't we just not have this anymore? Just all the stuff that has a bad influence on people, let's just take it off.
Reverend Jackson says his pledge depends on the victims rising up and leading a social revolution in a community no longer pinned down by fear. Brian Williams, NBC News, New York.
That's now news for this Wednesday night. Tonight, Katie Couric and I'll be back here at 9, 8 Central Time with Now. We'll see you then.